A husband kept nagging his wife's way of driving the family's car. The husband had reason to do so because the wife, fresh from driving school, had just gotten her new driver's license. At every turn and bend, at every traffic light, overtaking or being overtaken by other vehicles, uphill and downhill, the husband unceasingly reacted with fear and panic and kept giving her directions. Fed up, the wife remarked angrily, "You better keep quiet. It's your lack of trust in me that's going to lead us to an accident." Well, how often have we heard ourselves say to someone else in our conversations, "Trust me"? The phrase, "trust me," is a common refrain in our conversations, a verbal bridge we construct to connect our thoughts with the understanding of others. And yet, despite its frequent use, the weight carried by these two simple words is immense. Trust me. We are essentially asking someone to place confidence in our words, to believe in the sincerity of our intentions, and to rely on the credibility of our actions. The phrase, "trust me," reflects a fundamental aspect of human communication, the constant negotiation of trust. It serves as both a plea and a reassurance. In moments of doubt and uncertainty, we utter these words to cement our bond with the listener, emphasizing the sincerity behind our statements. And however, it is worth pondering why we feel compelled to request trust explicitly. It's a statement to the fragility of trust in today's world, or is it an acknowledgement of the complexity inherent in human relationships? Trust is a delicate construct built over time through a series of interactions, shared experiences, and consistent behavior. Yet, it can be quickly shattered, requiring painstaking effort to rebuild. In a society where skepticism often prevails, the plea to trust me seems to underscore the recognition of this fragility. It implies an awareness that trust is not automatically granted, but earned. However, the effectiveness of the phrase hinges on more than just its utterance. It lies in the consistency of our words and actions. And Jesus says to us today that we will surely stumble and fall and fail in our faith and trust. And in this context, the disciples asked the Lord, "Increase our faith." Terence Haggerty, the author of Living Faith, says in one of his reflections, and I quote, "I remember as a young adult being fascinated first time that I held a mustard seed. The tiny little tan speck was no bigger than the tip of a pencil. Knowing that my faith, my trust amounted to less than even that minuscule seed was discouraging. But as I contemplated this, I imagined that if my faith were as large as a mustard seed, I would accomplish things that seemed more worthwhile than tossing a tree into the sea." That prompted a flood of questions that I still try to ask myself regularly, including, what am I doing with the faith and the trust that I do have? What can I do to increase my faith or trust? Maybe my faith isn't strong enough to allow me to uproot trees. But is it strong enough that people see it in my actions, witness it in my words? Or is it large enough for me to share it with others?